In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you the best iPad accessories I've tested for my iPad in the last year. I'm going to start with the basics like slim iPad cases, tough iPad cases, all the different types of screen protectors, and then I'm going to follow it out with accessories that are going to take your iPad usage further, like keyboard cases, styluses, chargers, battery banks, USB-C hubs, and mice. Now, if you think all of this is a crazy amount of iPad accessories for one person, remember, I'm a reviewer, not an influencer. Now, I've gone through a ton of terrible slim cases in the last while, and out of this group, my go-to is this. It's the Pitaka Mag-Easy Folio 2. This is one of the very few product designs that I think Apple should replace their smart cover with, because this thing is awesome. Here's 3.5 reasons why. First of all, my iPad doesn't sit in a cheap plastic cover. It sits on a bed of microfiber, which is very similar to what Apple does with their smart cover. Everything attaches magnetically, as you can see the magnets on the back of this case. So you get a really nice, tight-fitting fit for this product. The second thing I do like is that there is a flap. Now, about half the cases that I've tested come with a flap, but this flap, not only does it keep my stylus in place, but if you don't use a stylus, it sits flush against the edge of the iPad, which is something I can't say for products like this. This ESR product, the flap is really, really loose because it's assuming you have a pencil, but if you don't use a pencil, then it's just loose. As a side note, the design of this cover is also very nice. Your typical smart cover has 3 panes to it, but the problem is it doesn't stay on your iPad screen really well if you're using a screen protector of any sort. With this product, you don't have that issue. It doesn't fold up. Everything just fits really well on your iPad. And the third thing, which is the best feature about this product, is that I can set my iPad up like this. Like, this angle means I don't get as much white stuff on my screen while I'm eating my breakfast burrito. Now, a downside of this product is, well, there's no protection for your edges. The case edge does protrude out a little bit, so there is a bit of clearance, but if the lack of edge protection weirds you out, considering getting a Moshi Versa cover. Your iPad will sit in a piece of cheap plastic, but you get the different orientations with this product. Now, from my experience, I don't drop my iPad as much as I do my iPhone, and I think case manufacturers agree with me that most people don't, because a good tough case is far and few between. And out of this grouping, this one is the best. Is the Zuju iPad Pro case. First of all, the back of the case is extremely rigid. So when your iPad falls, it's not popping out of the case. The Zuju is thick in all the right places, as the corners of the case are around 4mm thick. To put that into perspective, the tougher iPhone cases that I recommend, the corners are about 2.6mm thick. Now, the finish on this case is quite nice, especially when compared to some other products that are extremely slick. This thing has a faux leather texture to it, which is really nice. This case comes with a built-in stand. It's a little clumsy to use, but it works and it's quite stable. And there's actually 2 places for you to store your Apple Pencil. You've got this little pouch in the back, as well as normally up here. Like, I really do like the one at the top. I don't know if you can see it, but there's this lip your Apple Pencil kind of sits in so that it doesn't get pushed off accidentally. Now, there are a couple of downsides with this product, is that there is no flap to keep the cover on the iPad screen. The static or suction of the cover kind of stays on the iPad, but like during a bad face first drop, your cover might not stay on, but because the case is so rigid, your iPad's probably not gonna pop out of the case. The second thing I don't like about the product is, because of this thing, it doesn't sit flat. All right, let's talk about screen protection. When it comes to screen protectors, you get glass options, paper-like options, glass film options, and last but not least, removable magnetic ones. Now, out of all these screen protectors, I would not go with glass screen protectors, mostly because if you chip one, you're gonna get cracks across the entire length of your screen. These things are also thicker, and so if you're using tight-fitting accessories, they don't fit as well. Now, if you're thinking about getting one of these products, make sure you use my links. I'm a reviewer, not an influencer, so no one's paying me to make these videos. This is just what I do. All right, what's gonna be the best glass film protector to use? It's these guys, and this is my go-to type of screen protector. Here's why. When it comes to the screen quality of the iPad, newest iPad Pro with its 10 OLED screen, the quality is just stunning. Glass film protectors are gonna keep the quality of the screen while offering you protection and additional durability. These glass films maintain the smoothness of the screen, which sucks if you use a stylus. But for all the people who don't use styluses, this is the protector to get. But like all things, there are a couple of downsides. The first being scratch protection. These glass films aren't as scratch resistant as your glass screen protectors. The average glass film will scratch around 3, glass is 7, so you're gonna see a lot of wear and tear over time. And these things are hard to install. It's just one big piece of, it's one big sticker that you gotta put on this thing. But it's my go-to type of screen protector. I would recommend going with the ESR Armorite. Product is a little thicker. It's 2 for $20. and there's an install frame for it. So you don't have to deal with the trying to like line up a sticker on your iPad. So let's talk about screen protectors that feel like you write it on paper, like paper-like. When I first started reviewing these paper-like things like 6-7 years ago, there's only like 2-3 different brands. I won't lie to you, there are a ton of these products now. Now these matte film protectors were my go-to for the longest time until I discovered that ESR Armorite. But the biggest benefit is if you're taking Stylus to an iPad screen, it's going to increase the friction. It makes it feel more like paper, so it just makes drawing or writing just better. Also, if you're a gamer on the iPad, the extra friction from the matte screen protector is gonna give you a bit more feedback on your on-screen joysticks. But like everything, there are some things that you need to be aware of. The first thing is that, again, they're terrible to install. You are basically installing a giant sticker on a giant piece of glass. The second thing is that they will blow out the quality of your iPad screen. Now the downside is that these scratch incredibly easily. And fingerprints are annoying to clean because all the grease gets into the ridges of the screen protector, and so you really have to do a lot of wiping to get your screen clean. Now, if you could get over those red flags, my recommended product is the Paper-like. They've somehow figured out how to make their product feel incredibly smooth on the screen, but the moment you take a stylus to it, it feels like paper. If you want one that's incredibly easy to install and performs decently, the Spigen Paper Touch Pro is also worth getting as well. All right, let's talk about the last group, these guys. The removable paper screen protectors. Now these are kind of new products. The idea has been around for a really long time. You've got this Moshi IV Visor AG. This is adhesive based. These ones are magnetic. These things are essentially a very thick matte screen protector. There's no adhesive on the inside, and the black strip is just a really weak magnet. And so you just line up the tops and bottoms with your iPad, and there you go. You've got a screen protector that you can remove, but then you have to carry it around in this little thing. This type of product basically gives you the best of two worlds. You get to keep the clarity of your screen, and then when you want to, you can have a matte screen protector. Now there are three big downsides. The first one is the screen quality. Again, a matte screen protector is gonna blow out the quality of your screen. The second thing is that the actual screen protector is a lot thicker than your matte screen protector, and because there's no adhesive on the back, you tend to have a lot of gaps if you don't apply it properly. And the third thing deals with the adhesive is that over time, food, dust, debris, they're going to start accumulating along the magnetic edges, and you might end up scratching your screen if you use this for an extended period of time. All right, let's talk about keyboard cases. If you want to know what I think about the newest version of the Magic Keyboard, do check out that video. For this video, I'm just going to focus on the third-party ones because they're much cheaper. Now, I'll be honest with you, when I first started reviewing all these keyboards, they were terrible. Like the really old Bridge keyboards, they were really slow. They had Bluetooth 5, but not like 5.3. I don't know if you guys remember, but setting up the trackpad for this product was just brrr. But Bridge's latest one, the Air Max Plus, this thing, pretty great, but it's not the best one. When it comes to keyboards for the iPad, third-party ones, I would go with this thing, the Combo Touch. Now, if you're familiar with the basic iPad's keyboard and case, Apple took the design idea from the Combo Touch because it's a two-part case, so if you don't need the keyboard, you just take it off. Now, I would show you this product in greater depth, but I gave it away to my mother and she didn't bring it back to me. So with this product, there's three things I like about it. First is that it adds a bit more protection to my iPad. The second is the viewing angles. There's an infinite amount of them. And third thing I've already mentioned is that you can pull these two pieces apart. So you can use an iPad with a case when you want, and then when you want a keyboard with it, you just stick it on. It uses the smart connector on the back of an iPad, like this thing. The runner-up to this product, as well as the thing that actually makes it look like a laptop, is going to be this Bridge product. Like, I had about half a dozen Bridge products here, and Bridge finally stopped being kind of a smart ass and decided just to make something that works incredibly well. Finally moved away from trying to shove your iPad into a tiny frickin' hinge. This product connects via Bluetooth connection, Bluetooth 5.3 specifically, which is, again, pretty fast, but not as quick as a smart connector. So is the Apple Pencil Pro going to be worth getting? For the majority of the users, I would say probably not, especially when you consider the price that Apple's asking for it. If you want to see me do a deep dive on that product, check out the card. When it comes to styluses for the iPad, the majority of us don't need the Apple Pencil 2, don't need the Apple Pencil Pro. The USB-C version of the Apple Pencil is probably going to be fine, but the problem is that this thing is still pretty expensive. Out of the 12.5 styluses I've tested, this is the best one. It's the ESR Digital Pencil Pro. Now, the stylus ranks well for a couple of reasons. First, there's a capacitive tip, which allows you to use your iPad if your fingers get tired, especially if you're using a matte screen protector, because the extra friction kind of hurts my knuckles after a while. Now, another reason why this thing is so great, it charges at the top of the iPad. Most third-party styluses do not do that. They attach, but they do not charge. Now, the stylus is missing a couple of things. It's missing pressure sensitivity, double tap, and all the other new features in the Apple Pencil Pro. But this thing's 25 bucks. With the stylus, you're not breaking the bank, so you can keep dating that gold digger. And another benefit with the stylus is they get 2 extra tips, 2 extra capacitive tips. And if you don't want to charge it at the top of your iPad, there's another charge stick you can use. Now, this ESR product is going to be hard to find. I've been having trouble finding it, so if you need an alternative, check out this guy. I bought this about 3 years ago. I bought this about 6 months ago. These generic random Amazon brands are surprisingly really good. These things are 20 bucks. They charge via USB-C, not through the iPad, though they do attach to the iPad. They come with 3 spare tips, a charging cable. Some of them come with a cap. Don't know why I'd want this. This is a very basic stylus. Doesn't come with the double tap, doesn't come with the pressure sensitive or any of the new stuff that's in the Apple Pencil Pro. The tips on these random Amazon brands are a little sharper than the Apple ones, which means if you're using a matte screen protector, this is gonna wear out the tip and the screen protector a little quicker, but it's 20 bucks. You can buy almost 10 of these for the price of an Apple Pencil Pro, I think. Am I mathing right? So iPads generally come with a 20-watt charger. But let's be honest, that's like a 1 drink minimum. It's technically enough to get you and your iPad started, but if you really want to enjoy yourself, you're gonna need more. The funny thing is that the bigger iPad also comes with this 20-watt charger, and this thing can take in 35 watts worth of charging. So to figure out what the best one is, I tested a ton. Go with an Anker GaN Prime 735. If you're using one of the C ports, it's providing you 67 watts of charging. If you use both C ports, it's 45 and 20. But the silly thing is that if you use all 3, it's 45 at the top and then about 20-25 is split between the bottom. But with this setup, you get to charge an iPad at full speed as well as an iPhone at full speed. That's just handy. Now this product is a little bit more expensive. If you want a budget option, go with this. This was my number 3 in my top 5 list. It's the MobileReviewsEh 65. This thing is number 3 and I didn't include number 2 because I don't think that product is a good fit for iPad specific charging solution. This thing's 40% cheaper than this Anker. I think this is only like 15-20 bucks, so a good deal. It does amazing in my solo charging test, but if I fill every hole in this charger, it's really slow. I don't know why. You've been warned. You get what you pay for. So what happens if you have to charge your iPad if you're not near a outlet? Well, you use a battery bank, and I've got a bunch of those as well. Now, I've been going on a deep dive on battery banks lately. I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize how terrible these products are. There's only a handful that are actually good. The majority of them are just downright terrible. Like the biggest kicker for me, it's like a 20K power bank that only takes in 15 watts at a time. So that means this thing's gonna take 8 hours to charge. Like seriously, to me, that's the same as trying to cook a turkey in an easy bake oven. Like it just doesn't make any sense. But the best one in this grouping for spare battery power is this Anker power bank. Now, when I'm out and about and I'm trying to get the most out of my iPad, running out of battery power is annoying. Now, to take it one step further, I probably only plan for about an hour ahead. Like I'm not a good planner. And so by the time I figure out that my iPad is dead and I need a spare battery bank for it, it's too late to charge the battery bank because they charge so damn slowly. But with this Anker Prime power bank, this thing charges from 0 to 50% in 30 minutes. I think the total time was about 75 minutes to go from 0 to 100. Like that blows my mind. So just having that flexibility with this product is just phenomenal. At a full charge, this is going to give about 100% battery charge to your iPad. But the biggest problem with this product is that it's 150 bucks. It is really expensive. Now, if you need something a bit cheaper, go with this Ugreen 100-watt battery bank. It's 33% cheaper, but it also performs 33% slower. Now, those are 2 options that I would recommend for anybody. Specifically for the iPad, I would go with this thing. It's another Anker product. But the beauty about this product is that it is a charger and a battery bank in one. So this basically replaces this. That's a good deal. That's one less thing to carry. The maximum output for this battery bank is 65 watts, so it's going to charge your 35 watt iPad, no problem. This thing only has 10K milliamp hour capacity, which means it's only going to provide about 50% charge for your iPad. Now, given that this thing is a pluggable power bank, this thing is ready to go all the time and is exactly like that friend you had in high school who had a Mickey in the back of his car and was ready to party all the time. We've talked about power. Let's talk about getting the most out of your actual iPad by expanding its functionality using a USB-C hub. Now, out of the buttload of hubs I've tested, the best one is going to be this guy. Standout feature for this product are the USB-C hubs. Now, the average hub usually has 2 USB-A ports, but only 1 USB-C port, and that 1 USB-C port is only used for charging, which means you get to use other USB-C accessories with your USB-C hub. This hub has a long enough cable that it just sits flat beside you. Other products have shorter cables, and so you end up having this hanging hanging dongle. This product has 7 ports, and when compared to other 7-1 hubs, there's no Ethernet ports, but like I said again, an extra USB-C port. At $45, this thing is a steal of a deal. But if you're looking for the best cheap option, get this product from Benfy. It's 20 bucks. There's 3 USB-A ports. You get amazing performance through them. My biggest issue is the card reader. They are incredibly slow, like a third of the speed of an average charger. So if you're creative, don't get this. Get an actual card reader. Hey, did you know Monty's part mouser? And since he's a mouser, he's an expert on mice. So what are the best mice for the iPad? Now, when it comes to computer mice, I live by the same mantra I do with my underwear. I'll get into it. For this video, I'm going to break it down to 2 categories. You get the best ergonomic mice and then the best normal mice. Now, the best ergonomic mouse for my collection is the Logitech MX Master Advanced. I've got very average sized hands, and this thing isn't too big, isn't too small. The finish on this mouse is very useful for easily moving the mouse around. Like, there are some mice like this that are just completely smooth, which makes it impossible to pick it up. Now, the best thing about this product is I can use Bluetooth to connect it. I can actually connect to 3 different devices via Bluetooth, which is very handy. You can also do the dongle if you really wanted to, but with Bluetooth, why would you? I've used so many different mice in the last few months that I cannot use anything here other than the Logitech mouse. And the same goes for like normal mice. This is the Logitech MX Master 3S. It is really expensive, but it works incredibly well. My collection of mice sits around 6 right now, and this thing still blows all of them out of the water. So when it comes to computer mouse and underwear, my mantra is that if something is touching me like more than 8 hours a day, I'm going to spend a little bit more money to get the good stuff. So when it comes to underwear, that just means I've got really nice underwear. I'm not going to tell you what I have, but they're just nice. Same mantra with the mouses. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. If you found it useful, again, get your stuff through my links. I'm a reviewer, not an influencer. No one's paying me to make this video to promote any sort of thing. I just get a bunch of stuff and tell you guys which one is best. Right, Monty? Thanks for watching.